of what the relationship between Putin is and his oligarchs, such that the threat of sanctions to oligarchs is a threat to Putin.
That's an excellent question. So when Putin Putin was originally fighting with the oligarchs when he first came to power because they were stealing power from him, and so in order to regain the power of the presidency, in 2003 he arrested the richest oligarch in the country, a man named Michael Hодарковский, the owner of Yukos. They dragged him off of his airplane, his private jet, put him on trial in Moscow. When you go on trial in Moscow, there's a 99.7% conviction rate, so they put you in a cage because there's no presumption of innocence. And so they had him sit in a cage, and they allowed the television cameras to film the richest man in Russia sitting in a cage. Now imagine you're the 17th richest man in Russia, and you saw the richest guy, far smarter, far more powerful than you, sitting in a cage. What's your reaction to that?
В Российском союзе промышленников и предпринимателей проходит неочередное собрание. Бизнесмены через СМИ пытаются достучаться до Кремля.
You don't want to sit in that cage. And so one by one, after Michael Hодарковский was convicted, these other oligarchs went to Vladimir Putin and said, what do we have to do to not sit in the cage? And he said, it's very straightforward, 50%. 50% for Vladimir Putin.
Никаких обобщений, аналогий, прецедентов, тем более связанных с итогами приватизации, не будет.
And so he became the richest man in the world in that moment. And this
oligarch network is feeding him massive amounts of money and doing his political bidding, and therefore he wants to make sure that they have access to foreign accounts and so forth so they can travel and spend and save and invest in the legitimate world.
And they hold his money for him.
Got it.
And so if you want to get Vladimir Putin, sanction the top oligarchs as well.